Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my very dear sisters. Inshallah, today we are going to go over Surah An-Nisa, ayah number 1 to 6. After we go over a little bit of introduction about this beautiful surah. So let's start, inshallah. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulih al-kareem. Amma ba'd, fa'auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri. Wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Amin ya rabbil alameen. Rabbi yassir wa la tuassir wa tammim bil khair. Amin ya rabbil alameen. Okay, so Surah An-Nisa is one of Madani surahs, and this Madani and Makki surahs are based on the time and not upon the location, meaning the surahs which were revealed before the migration of Prophet, peace be upon him, no matter where he was at the time of revelation. Those surahs are called Makki surahs, and the one that are revealed after migration, no matter where Prophet was, those are the Madani surahs. Surah An-Nisa has total of 176 verses. It is one of the 7 long surahs of Quran, meaning Tawal surahs of Quran that are between Surah Baqarah and Surah Tawbah. And another name for this surah is also Surah An-Nisa Al-Kubra. Okay, so keep that in mind, Surah An-Nisa Al-Kubra. So if there is Al-Kubra, there must be a Sughra. So which one is that? Which surah is that? Surah Al-Talaq is named as Surah An-Nisa As-Sughra. Keep that point in mind. Okay, so regarding the word Nisa, it is coming about 20 times in this surah. It does not only, the surah does not only deal with the women, but matters of marriage, the inheritance, also the legal punishments, or we can say society at large is addressed in this surah. Another name for this surah is also Suratul Rahmah and Suratul Adl. Reason being, many disciplinary measures that need to be taken for the just society are being discussed in this surah. And we are going to remind ourselves, justice is not equality. Justice is, meaning adl is when you are giving what is needed to someone. Okay. Another important thing, I'm going to go over some quotes about the surah. So I'm sure many of us are already aware of this hadith where Prophet, peace be upon him, asked one of the companion to recite. So Ibn Masud was asked to recite this ayah of Surah An-Nisa, meaning he was reciting Surah An-Nisa, and as soon as this ayah reached, فَكَيْفَ إِذَا جِئْنَا مِنْ كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ بِشَهِيدٍ وَجِئْنَا بِكَ عَلَى هَؤُلَاءِ شَهِيدًا. This ayah was one of the ayah that we are all aware, Prophet, peace be upon him, as soon as he listened the recitation of this ayah by Ibn Masud, he started crying profusely. Reason being, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning in this ayah, so what will happen when we will bring min kulli ummatin, from every nation, shaheed, meaning a witness, wajina bika, and we will bring you ala haula'i, upon these people, shahida, we are going to make you witness over your people. Meaning, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, subhanAllah, it is amazing how the sense of responsibility is being mentioned in this particular ayah. We are going to remind ourselves when we talk about the rights, we talk about responsibilities. With all that comes the accountability. Yeah, so we are going to keep that in mind. Another beautiful thing about this particular surah, Ibn Masud radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, his saying is, I would prefer to the life of this world and to all what is in it 5 ayahs from Surah An-Nisa. So Ibn Masud is saying, these 5 ayahs are dear to me more than whatever is in this world. So ayah number 31, ayah number 40, ayah number 48, ayah number 64, and ayah number 110. Inshallah, when we will be going over the translation and the tafsir of these ayahs, we'll talk about more. But subhanAllah, look at how the student of Quran should be like. we really need to appreciate this thing, how deeply he was looking into this particular surah, that he is saying these particular ayahs are so dear to him than anything in this world. Also, look at this beautiful saying by Ibn Abbas. So, subhanAllah, we are talking about the person about for whom Prophet, peace be upon him, he made a dua. He made a dua that, oh Allah, bestow him with the correct understanding of deen. So, what is Ibn Abbas saying? I studied this surah when I was still young. Ask me anything from this surah. Subhanallah. How many surahs are there about which we can say that we have done this surah and you can ask me anything? Subhanallah. Also, another point, look at when he is saying, when I was little, when I was young, meaning such important surahs where we talk about the rights and responsibilities, we need to make sure that the little member of of our society, they are not left behind. Okay, so these are, we should not be saying these are the mature things and they will learn later. No, these are the things which we all should be trying our best to make sure our youth knows it. Yeah, and we can try, right? Okay, another important thing, this surah, you will notice it starts with the beginning of creation. We are going to start with the beginning of creation and then what comes after it, meaning what is going to be coming out of rahma in case of relationship. May that relationship be our blood ties, or those relationships are through marriage. So subhanallah, lot of emphasis on how to deal with the different members of society and how to take the responsibilities. Yeah, not only know your rights, also take the responsibilities. Okay, so with that, inshallah, we are going to start with the first ayah of Suratul Nisa. Okay, so Ya ayyuhan nasu, ittaqu rabbakum. Ya ayyuhan nasu, there are two words here. Ya, and then comes an ayyuhan nasu, meaning the whole nas. An nasu means that mankind is being addressed. It's not only addressing particular group, meaning not the mu'mineen, not the Muslimi, all everyone is being addressed in this particular ayah. And subhanAllah, we are going to remind ourselves the word annas, this word annas. So whenever I am going to be talking about a particular word, please try your best to make notes. Yeah, so that you can remember it, because these are the words which are repeated in Quran multiple times. Inshallah, with the in upcoming vocab, you will notice if you get the small little words now and from this surah, it is going to be super easy for you to, inshallah, understand the rest of Quran in a much easier way. So the word annas, annas, what is meant by annas? The word annas is, subhanallah, let me go back. Okay, the word annas, it has three root letters. The first one is uns. Okay, uns, meaning you have affection, you are full of compassion, you have mercy towards another person. Then comes the second root word, which is nous. Noon, wow, seen. Nous is the movement. You know, you are going from one place to another. Just like the human being moved from one to another place, that this is going to be, that is where it is coming from. Next root letter is nasaya, nasyan, meaning forgetfulness, meaning we are all vulnerable to forget the things. So from that concept, anas is coming. Okay, so three root letters, keep in mind, three root letters. Ya ayyuhan nasu, ittaqu rabbakum. So we are now the whole, every person. As I mentioned, this can be the people of work, they can be mushrikeen, they can be mu'mineen, all of them are being asked to do what? Ittaqu, the root letter wakaya. Okay, so wow, qaf, ya. Wakaya is actually to take a shield. I'm sure all of you guys have seen the Captain America sheet, right? So remind yourself from that particular word, wakaya, that is, you can keep reminding yourself from that concept. Just like you protect yourself during the war using that shield, this is how you should be in the world, meaning protect yourself from the evil around, from the shar around. Okay, so ittaqu, to protect yourself. And you will notice it is mentioned again and again. And why so? Because we are the creature who tends to forget. So ittaqu, again, ittaqu, have the consciousness of who? Rabbakum. So your Rabb. Yeah, Rabbakum, your Rabb. We are being reminded, Rabb is our Mudabbir, it's our Malik, it's our Khalik. Everything that we are enjoying right now, that is only by the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So we are supposed to be conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why so? Because He is the one who has given us what we even don't know. My dear sisters, there are parts of your body that you actually don't know how to even name them, what to say of how they function, we don't know. There are things that we have not even asked. Look at the child when it's born. He doesn't know how to swallow. He doesn't know how to blink the eyes. He doesn't know how much tear to make, how to digest, nothing. But these are the blessings given to us by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Also, when we talk about the word, the concept taqwa, I want to go over saying the hadith by Abu Zar. So Abu Zar is now talking to Prophet, peace be upon him, okay? So as we all are aware, companions had some special qualities to them, right? So they also always wanted to go for the best. Their aim was not like, I'm gonna just get bare minimum, it's okay, 80% is fine. There is no need to explore more, or at least we are doing this and they're happy with that. No. Their goal was to get to the Jannah, right? For that goal, they worked hard. And one of the things they all had was this quality of being conscious of Allah. So let's go over this hadith, beautiful hadith. He is asking, Abu Zar is asking a Prophet, peace be upon him, oh Prophet, instruct me something. Prophet is saying, I advise you to have taqwa, for it will beautify all your affairs. This quality, it's going to beautify all your affairs. And then Abu Dhar again asked, tell me more. Prophet, peace be upon him, is saying, recite Quran and remember Allah, for you will be mentioned in heavens and you will have light upon earth. SubhanAllah, look at the blessings of being connected to the book of Allah. Yeah. And then Abu Dhar didn't stop here. Tell me more. You must observe long periods of silence, for it will drive away shaitan and help you in the matter of your religion. What a great advice this is. So again, you must observe long periods of silence, for it will drive away shaitan and help you in the matter of your religion. Abu Dhar didn't stop here. Tell me more. Be aware of too much laughter, for it will deaden the heart and take away light on your face. Subhanallah. Look at the beautiful advices. We all need to pay attention what is being mentioned. So have taqwa. Second thing, stay connected to Quran and remember Allah so that you can be remembered in the heaven. Third thing we learned, have the period of silence, right? And it can be very difficult for many of us. Yeah. And then the fourth one, control your laughter. It will deaden the heart. Abu Dhar, being the as good as he can be, kept going. Tell me more. Speak the truth even if it is bitter. Okay, speak the truth even if it is bitter. Again, tell me more. Don't fear, blame, or don't be afraid of any criticism if it is in the matter of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah. So subhanallah, look at how keen he was and look at how patient Prophet, peace be upon him, was with him. What a beautiful well-wishing here. So what we are learning from this one in context, in light of this ayah, taqwa is a quality that makes all your deeds beautiful. Meaning you are not, don't add to it any show off or any malingering or any lie or any deception. It is going to beautify your namaz. It's going to beautify your relationship with others, how you talk, how you walk, how you see, what you hear, how you're using your tongue. Everything is going to be as beautiful as it can be by practicing this beautiful quality, right? Okay, so then comes, we are going to also remind ourselves, we learned in Surah Al-Baqarah, هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه. Okay, there is no doubt in the book. هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. This is hadaya for who? For the ones who have taqwa. Meaning, if your intention is good, meaning if you are coming it to the book for getting the guidance, only then are you gonna get the guidance. That depends what your niyyah is, how much taqwa you have, and it's gonna guide you. It's gonna take you directly to Jannah. Yeah, this is the definition of who is going to be successful. Who are the muflihun? And these are the ones. The people of taqwa are the ones. Then let's see what is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling us next in the ayah. Alladhi, so from here, ittaqu rabbakum, the Rabb of yours, alladhi, the one who khalaqakum min nafsin wahidah, the one who created you all from single nafs. Yeah, from single nafs. Who is being talked about here? What is meant by this nafs? Remind yourselves, nafs is, by some scholars, is just a ruh. From other scholars, it can be the combination of both ruh and the body. Okay, so here we are talking about Adam alayhi salam. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding us, what are you very proud about or boastful about? What is making you this arrogant? Why do you have it? How can you do it? Because you are all the same, no matter how well you are in terms of your wealth, or in terms of your children, or in terms of your status in the society, how influential you are, that doesn't matter, because you are coming from the same origin. Yeah. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding us, wa khalaqa minha, from it we made zawjaha, its spouse. Yeah. So zawj word is, when we talk about the living beings, this is the counterpart. Yeah, the counterpart of living beings, meaning the one of the pair. You can say one of the pair. Okay. So male is one pair, the female is another pair. For living being, it is like that. When you talk about the non-living things, zawj in that case can be the opposites, meaning day and night, right? Sky and the earth, that sort of thing. Okay. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created from its zawjaha, its zawj, which we're talking about, is the Eve, meaning Hawa alayhi salam. So we all are aware of this incident when Hazrat Adam alayhi salam was sleeping, and from his left rib, Hawa alayhi salam came, right? And then we also know that immediately as soon as he saw her, there was an affection for her in Adam alayhi salam's, right? And that affection, that particular good feeling that we know Adam alayhi salam had, was due to the blessing of Allah. And reminder for us, whenever we have goodness about somebody, whenever we think good and we are well-wishing and we have good people around us, that is all the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? And again, one of the blessings that they may not even, the Adam alayhi salam didn't ask for that even. Yeah. So who has the most right to be afraid of them, or be, I should say, conscious of? Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning, وَبَثَّ مِنْهُمَا, and we scattered, batha, ba-tha-tha, root letter, to spread, to scatter, minhuma, from both of them, right? From both of them, we created rijalan kathiran wa nisaa, many women and many men. So what we are learning from this ayah, what you're learning is, from Adam and Hawa, you are learning the natural relationship is between male and the female. There is no other way. Not male, not female. So male and the female. What we are learning from here, that is how you save the families. And when you save the families, that is how you save the society overall, right? Okay. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here again is reminding us, wattaqullaha. Again, can you imagine the same amr, meaning the same command, in the same ayah? So again, be afraid of Allah, alladhi, the one who, tasa'aluna bih, you ask, sa'ala, to ask, tasa'aluna, sa'ala, to ask, tasa'aluna, to ask each other. Okay, bihi, him, meaning you ask each other, taking Allah's name, wal arhama, and the wombs, okay? So be conscious of Allah, on whose name you ask each other, meaning you are asking for your rights, taking Allah's name, right? By Allah, or fearing Allah, give me my right, like that. Wal arhama, and also the wombs, meaning I am your mother, you should be doing this for me, or you are reminding each other of the rights by naming the relationships. Okay, so for the word al arhama, there are two ways it is recited. So let's look at the first one. The first one is what you just saw, al arhama, with meme with the fatha, right? Meme with the fatha, and then is a meme with the kasra. Okay, so what will happen if we have meme with the fatha? Let's focus here very carefully. Wattaqullaha, be afraid of Allah. Wal arhama, be afraid of Allah, meaning be conscious of Allah, and also the al arham, meaning be conscious of the relationships that you have. We are going to remind ourselves the relationships that we have is not by our choice. These are given to us by the planning of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala selected that for us. Your in-laws, what kind of kids you will have, what type of husband you're going to have, all this is by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in this ayah, be conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also be conscious of your relationships. Do not sever the relationships. Yeah, inshallah, we're going to go over a few hadiths regarding this, keeping the ties of kinship. Okay, so the second recitation, look at this one. Wattaqullaha, and be conscious of Allah, alladhi, the one who you ask each other, saying his name, meaning same as this the case here. Wal arhami, and you ask each other, saying the name of relationships, and that is allowed. Okay, so meaning a mother can remind the child, you should be kind to me because I'm your mother. It is okay to remind each other using the relationships. Okay, keep that in mind. Yes, swearing by relationships is not allowed, but using them for reminding, that is totally allowed. Okay, this is what you are learning in this ayah. Okay, keep that in mind. And again, we are going to remind ourselves, if we are not able to take care of the relationship on an individual basis, in a house, meaning in a household, that society is not going to get any better. For this overall society, we really need to have the good relationships with each other. Okay, then comes also remind yourself, the raham word is from the womb or the uterus. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay, so then comes the next part of the ayah, where we are learning, Inna Allah, indeed Allah, kana alaykum raqiba, he is all watching over you. Yeah, so what is meant by the word raqib? Raqib word is from the root letter ra, qaf, and ba. Rukub. Okay, so make notes maybe. Rukub means to watch over something. Okay, to watch over something. Raqabah, with a ta marbuta ending, that means neck. Literally, your neck is called raqabah. Okay, Raqib is one who is watching someone's neck very closely, meaning you are observing someone, you are inspecting someone very closely. You're extra vigilant. Okay, so irtaqaba. Yeah, irtaqaba, again, the word from the Quran. Irtaqaba is to lie in wait for someone. Again, you're watching, you are waiting for someone to come. Okay, you can imagine yourself, when you are with your little ones, meaning with your toddlers, how careful you are about them, and you are literally sort of, your hand is over on them. Literally, you're trying to control them in the crowd, meaning just in the Jummah khutbah, you are there, and your little one is just running around, and you just want to make sure that they are with you. So the level of consciousness that you have at that time, Allah has. Imagine this thing. How, if we are at that level, imagine your neck is in control of Allah. Subhanallah. This concept, just imagining this thing, is mind-blowing, right? So we really need to make sure that we take care of all our relationships, and we are taking care of consciousness of Allah, how much we have this quality, because Allah is all watching. Yeah, and all, again, we are going to bring the like the ihsan in everything that we do, by having this quality of taqwa, and knowing that Allah is watching me, right? And ihsan is actually when you think that you do some action thinking Allah is watching you, right? So keep that in mind. Okay, inshallah, let's go to our ayah number 2. So inshallah, before we start our ayah number 2, let's go over a few of the hadiths. So Anas ibn Malik reported, Prophet peace be upon him said, whoever is pleased to have his provision expended, if you want your provision to be more, or you want your lifespan to be more, meaning you want to have a longer life, what is the key? Let him keep good relations with his family. Okay. Also, we learn Aisha radhiyallahu ta'ala anha reported, Prophet peace be upon him said, the bond of family is suspended from the throne. The bond of family is suspended from the throne, and it says, whoever upholds me, meaning this bond is saying, the relationship is saying, whoever upholds me, Allah will uphold him. Okay. So just imagine, Allah will uphold him, whoever is upholding these ties. And whoever severs me, Allah will sever him. Subhanallah. Lots to learn from this one, right? Okay. Let's inshallah go over to ayah number 2. So what we are learning from in ayah number 2, وَآتُوا الْيَتَامَى أَمْوَالَهُمْ وَلَا تَتَبَدَّلُوا الْخَبِيثَ بِالطَّيِّبِ وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا أَمْوَالَهُمْ إِلَىٰ أَمْوَالِكُمْ إِنَّهُ كَانَ حُوبًا كَبِيرًا. So let's start the ayah. The first thing that you are learning in the first section, وَآتُوا ataya root letter, to give. Yeah, to give. Who to give? Al-yatama, yatim, yutam. The word yutam means to be alone. Okay, and yatama is actually the plural of the word yatim, which means the young lad, like the kids, where there is no father and they have not reached the age of puberty. Okay, meaning they are dependent, right? So that person is called yatim. So give the yatim their mal. Okay, give the yatim their mal, meaning do not grab or do not restrain them from their mal. Give them their wealth. Wala, and don't tatabaddalu. Badala root letter. Badala root letter. Tatabaddala is meaning to exchange, meaning to switch, right? To switch something. And tabdil is to alter, to amend, or to change. Okay? So don't change. Al-khabitha bit-tayyib. Khabitha bit-tayyib, the bad one with a good one. Meaning, what we are learning in this ayah, in this hukum, is don't change their good mal with your bad mal. Meaning, just imagine if you're taking care of an orphan and they have a good property, meaning the property is on the main road, or it has high value to it, but your property doesn't have one, right? It has a lower value than the property of the orphan, and you exchange it. You give him yours and then take his. So don't do that, right? And then also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning, وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا أَمْوَالَهُمْ, do not consume their wealth. Akala, Hamza, Kaf, Lam. Ta'kulu, root letter akala. Akala means to eat. Akala also means to consume. Yeah. Just imagine if you are consuming something, meaning you're eating something, subhanAllah, you cannot get it back, right? So it's all gone, all done. So it's the same concept here, meaning do not just engulf their properties or their wealth. Ila amwalikum, right? Ila amwalikum. What is meant by that? Do not eat their properties. Ila amwalikum. That has two meanings. Ila amwalikum, meaning along with your property, you're eating, you're consuming yours, and you're eating like their property too. Yeah. Or the second meaning, ila amwalikum, you add their property to your property. Okay. So do not do that. Meaning not to do what in this part? Do not consume their mal, adding to your mal, or adding to your mal, number one, or don't eat it along with your mal. Okay. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning innahu, because it is kana, it is huban kabira. The word, let's talk about the word hub that you are learning here. Hu, haba yahubu, is to sin, to transgress. Okay, so hub word means sin, and this is a sin which is especially connected to the family relationships. Yeah, meaning somebody is neglecting the kids or neglecting the wife or abusing the kids, abusing wife or husband, vice versa. Literally, it means the word haba means to cry out loudly. Tawheeb is to scold someone. Okay, Tawheeb means to scold someone. How is the when the parents neglect their children. Okay, and then the word hubah with the tamarbuta. It is the love for the parents or the sibling or the children. Okay, so meaning the general love. That is also hubah. Okay, hub here, what you are learning is the sin in terms of sin and what type of sin? The sin which are connected to your relationships. And this is a big sin. It is a big sin. So, what are the three things that you are not supposed to be doing? Number one, you are not going to keep their mal of the yatama, not exchange it with your good one, their good one with your bad one, and also do not consume it. Okay, and do not add it to yours. Why so? Why not to do that? Because it is a big sin. Big sin. Also, I want you to remember and keep this ayah and this part of the ayah from ayah number 1. Inna Allaha kana alaykum raqiba. We cannot be adherent to all these prohibitions or the commands without keeping the taqwa. You will see, my dear sisters, throughout the Surah Nisa, your ihsan, your goodness, your well-wishing for someone, the basics is going to be taqwa. Okay, so do not forget that. Okay, let's inshallah keep going. So you are noticing here, you talk about the relationships, your origin, and then what comes after that. And also we are going to remind ourselves that this surah not only deals with women, it acknowledges the women, right? It acknowledges the women, but also targets the weaker people in the society. May that be young men, may that be orphans. Yeah. So keep that in mind. Okay. So let's keep going, inshallah. And ayah number 3. Ayah number 3 is وَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ, and if you are afraid, خِفْتُم, root letter khawf, kha, waw, fa, and if you are afraid, Allah tuqsitu, that you won't be able to do adl, meaning you are not going to do justice. Fil yatama, in the matter of yatim, fankihu, so in that case, marry, ma taba lakum, whatever meaning is pleasant to you. Okay, minan nisa'i, from the women. Masna, you may do 2. Wa thulatha, or 3 or 4 at one time. Okay, so let's go back. If you, so this used to be the tradition actually in the time of Jahiliyyah, that they used to marry the orphans so that they can actually also get their wealth. Yeah, so this is whether they are interested in them or not. Many times they used to do it so that they can actually get hold of the property they had. Right, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning here in this ayah particularly that do not, if you are afraid that you won't be able to do the justice, do not marry them. Rather, marry someone other than them. Okay, an important thing. Look at this one. Ma taba lakum. Taba, root letter ta, yaba, tayyib. We just did the word tayyib in the previous ayah. Tayyib means something that is good, that is pleasant, that is you like it, that makes your heart feel good. Ma taba lakum, meaning it is totally okay to have the spouse which is appealing to you. Yeah, there is no harm in that. So what we are learning here is it's okay if you have your own choice. Yeah, you just need to go through the right route, but it is okay that if you marry with your own choice. For some people that might be looks of someone, and that's okay. Or for some people the career of somebody is something that they are impressed by, and that is totally okay. So anything, beauty or career or your deen, which should be the first one. So these are few categories in which you may like someone. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala especially saying, Fankihu ma taba lakum. You then marry somebody that you like. Mina nisai, from the women. Right? From the women, not the men. Yeah. Again, you will see how the relationship, society is again and again going to come in, and every ayah is going to remind us how the natural good society should look like. Then comes masna, 2 or 3 or 4. Remember, I'm not saying 2 and. Wow is usually translated as and, but here in these ayahs, it is translated in the meaning of au. कि أو, or 3 or 4. Meaning at one time, a man can have 4 wives. Okay? This is the good news for all the men, right? But let's look what is coming next. وَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ, and if you are afraid, Allah ta'adilu, that you won't be able to do justice, meaning you are not able to give them the same time, or you are not able to give them the same attention, or you're not able to give them the same resources, the same kind of house that the person needs. Allah ta'adilu, if you cannot do that, then wahida, then have only one. Again, what we are learning from this part of the ayah is responsibility, my dear sisters. It is all about being responsible, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding the men, and they are the backbone of our society, right? Because they have not only financial responsibilities, also many other responsibilities. Yeah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding them, if you think that you are not able to do the other, don't go for 2, 3, or 4. Then only do one. And again, why so? Because if you are given a blessing, with that blessing comes responsibility. And with that responsibility comes accountability. So you will be asked. If you have more than one, and if you're not able to keep the balance, then you're going to be asked. Or ma malakat aymanukum. It is okay if you have relationship with your right hand possesses. Again, there's the concept of slavery kicks in here, and it's discussed here. We don't see it that much nowadays, but it is also the Madani era. Imagine that there were lots of battles going on, so they used to have the female prisoners. So what to do with them? It's important for us to know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is also preserving their rights. Again, for the female slaves, it is, if somebody if a man had one, he couldn't insist her to do the prostitution, or that person, the particular slave used to be only for that particular man. Okay, keep that in mind. Also, if the child is born, then that person is going to go free. That slave was free. Okay, keep that in mind. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning Zalika, that. Adna, Danu root letter. Adna, Danu root letter. It's closer. Allah ta'ulu. It's closer that you won't do the deviation. Yeah, you are not gonna transgress if you do that. What is that? That means if you do not marry, if you do not have any attraction to the orphans, do not marry orphan girls just to if you are pressurized by your family, or you are interested in their wealth, or don't do that. Yeah. Or if you are given a chance to marry more than one woman, and you have 2 or 3 or 4, and you are not able to do the justice, do not marry them. That means it covers all these 3 conditions. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay, let me see if I have anything else to share with you. Oh yes, the word ta'ulu, root letter aul, ain waw lam. Ala ya'ulu is to deviate from the right course. Okay, so we are learning here again. We are going to make sure that we are keeping the justice, keeping the adl and rahma. This is also the rahma in our house, by giving the right where they belong. Okay, inshallah. Let's inshallah keep going and try to cover ayah number 4. Okay, so what are we learning in ayah number 4? Wa'atu, and you give, you all give. Ataya, root letter, you all give. Who to give? An-nisa'a, to the women. Yeah, an-nisa'a, to the women. Saduqatihinna, their sadaqah, that is it refers to the mahar. Okay, sadaqah refers to the mahar. Nihlatan, happily, be happy about giving them their mahar. Let's look at the word sadaqatihinna. Why the mahar is called so? It is the root letter sad dal qaf. Sidq, by saying mahar is as a sidq, actually is also a man is sort of testifying that he's ready to take the responsibility. Okay, and we also learn many other words for the mahar, which is, one of the word is farida. Yeah, remember that word? Farida is also used for the mahar. And also another word that we have learned is ujurahunna, ajr. Yeah, so there are few words for the mahar we all should know, because we are doing Surah Nisa. Everything related to women we should try to grasp and keep with us, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning here, give the right to the women, and one of the right is to give them their mahar, and do so happily. Okay, Nahal is a gift which you give happily out of love and kindness. Okay, so this is a special type of gift which you are happily given, obviously. And then comes the next part. In if they are pleased with for you all, meaning again, if they are pleased with you all, and shay'im minhu, about anything from it, meaning if they want to give you something from it, yeah, fakuluhu, then you have it. Hani'am mari'an. You do not be very serious about it and take it in a different way. Be very gentle and kindly. Have it with the happiness. Okay, and this is what we are learning. So the word that is new for you, tiban. Again, pa ya ba root letter, right? Pa ya ba root letter. It is the state of happiness, state of goodness. If they are okay with that, do not pressurize them. This is what we are learning. If they do give it to you, only then consume it, honey and Marian. We usually consume. We have seen this thing in our society that we consume without any honey, like without any the happiness from the women. We try to, like, we literally pressurize them to give the meher, right? Okay, so the word honey and hana root letter, honey and hana root letter, hana with the hamza ending. It means to be pleasant and easy to get. Hana, the root letter, means to be pleasant and too easy to get. And then mara'a, yeah, mari and mara'a, it is to mara'a yamra'u. It is to be wholesome. It is something which can be easily digested. Okay, so easily swallowed, meaning be kind and gentle and be happy about taking, if they are giving it with you with their own will, with their own happiness. And again, what we are learning in this ayah, obligation of mahar, my dear sisters. It is an obligation. We need to teach our boys. We need to teach our men in the whole day society. We need to teach them that this is something that they have to give. It may not have to be at the right, like right at the time of nikah. It can be later, but the time should be, you should have the set time for that. Meaning we'll give that within a year. It has to be given, and it can be extended, meaning the time, but the time should be, you should have the time in mind. Also, it should be according to the capacity of the man. Okay, meaning you cannot assume that the boy who just started job is going to give you $10,000 as a mahar. That is not possible, right? So keep it according to the capacity of the man. Okay, and also we have learned from the hadith that this mahar can be intangible too. Remember, there was I'm just going to give you the gist of hadith in which we learned that there was a woman who came to Prophet, peace be upon him, and she proposed to Prophet, and she said that if Prophet, peace be upon him, can marry her. Prophet looked at her and he kept silent. And in that particular gathering, there was a man who then spoke up that I can marry that person. And the Prophet, peace be upon him, at that time asked him, "What do you have to give in mahar?" He told Prophet, "I don't have much." And a Prophet gave him multiple options, where he didn't have anything. In the end, Prophet, peace be upon him, asked him, "How much Quran do you know?" And then he told him that I know this so and so, this much surah. And Prophet told him that is going to be your mahar, that you are going to make sure that she memorizes those particular surahs. Okay, so meaning we are learning it can be intangible, can be tangible, it has to be there. It has to be there. These are commands. Remind yourself, we are learning the commands from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So it has to be there, okay? And doesn't matter how rich your wife is. It doesn't matter what does she do. Maybe she's earning way more than you. You have to give them mahar. This is something which is compulsory for the men to do, okay? Let's look at ayah number 5. And again, as I mentioned here, again, taqwa, inna allaha kana alaykum raqiba. Allah is all watching what you are thinking. If you are going to pressurize them, forcefully take them, or whatever you think you can smartly do, and no one knows, Allah is watching. Allah is watching all of us. Ayah number 5, wala tu'tu sufaha'a, and do not give as-sufaha'a, the one who are safih. Safih is the one who are a little, I should say, weak in their intellect. Okay, so meaning the foolish ones. Okay, foolish ones. And again, what we are learning, do not give a sufaha'a, the foolish ones, the one who are little immature in terms of their money handling, they're not that good. Do not give them their your mal, meaning their mal actually. Okay, so don't give them the meaning. Do not waste the money. Don't just you want it to be done with it, and you are made guardian over somebody, and you just wanted to be just done with this responsibility. You're gonna give. No, don't do that. Do not give sufa'a their your mal. Okay, again, safaha, one who is foolish. Sufaha can be due to lack of knowledge, meaning somebody who is totally deviated, meaning they are safi because they do not know what to do with the mal because they are totally out. Meaning in terms of they are very oblivious about it, they are very laid back about it, they just keep on wasting the money. Or the one who has a who doesn't have due to age not that much intellect, or who are the one who is for that particular time or around that time their akal is compromised, meaning they are in majnoon type situation. Okay, so do not give them when the person cannot handle money in a way it should be. Don't give them your mal. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, allati, the mal, which mal are we talking about? Allati, the one, ja'ala Allahu, Allah made lakum, for you all, qiyaman. You were made qiyam, meaning you were made responsible for that. Root letter qiyama for qiyaman is qaf, waw, mi. Qaim is to establish, right? We all know the qaim. This is a plural of qaim actually. Qiyaman is the plural of qaim, meaning whatever you are made responsible, do not waste it. Be very careful about it. Do not give the one who cannot handle it their mal. My dear sisters, some scholars say as-sufaha also refers to women. Okay, many women, they are not able to handle mal that well. Some scholars say that they not only are addressing the little ones or the silly ones here, but also the women. But we learned that in the previous ayah, the women are supposed to get the mahar. So many says this is actually talking about the men and not the small little one, or the careless one, and not the women. Okay, but you should keep in mind, some say that they also include the women, as they are not that good in taking care of money. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is further saying, but warzuquhum fiha. Do give them the risk. Do give them their monthly allowance. Do not just deprive them and make them like poor or make them needy. Do not do that. Just give them a little bit what they need, right? To give them what they need. Waksawhum. Kasawa, root letter, kiswa is actually a labas, the clothing. When you do the libas for your own self, it's called libas, right? Libas for our own self, meaning clothing, is called libas. But when we are clothing somebody else, that's called the kasawa, meaning kaswa. Okay, so clothes, meaning take care of their needs. And also, make, my dear sisters, now where somebody's, just imagine, I'm just going to give you the maybe the small little picture, meaning just the example. You have an orphan at home. You will live in a joint family system, and there are multiple orphans in your home, and you are their uncle, who's taking care of all of them. And that little one, the little kid, or may not be that kid, meaning the teenager is coming to you asking for the money again and again, who is doing the same thing because he wants to get it, because he can, maybe he wants to do something with it in terms of maybe using it not in a very responsible way. وَقُولُوا لَهُمْ. And what are we supposed to do in that case? If you are being irritated, you are being annoyed by them, by these sufaha, قُولُوا لَهُمْ, and talk to them. قَوْلٌ مَعْرُوفًا. Talk to them in a good way. Ma'ruf is something which is recognized, which is good, which is appreciated, which is liked by everyone. Yeah. And we are being told, do not get annoyed by these people. So I was just thinking, and we all need to think, what if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, if these sufaha are talking to you and you're getting annoyed, don't do that, and talk to them in the qawl and marufa. What about just the random members of the society? Meaning your helper is talking to you. How should we talk to them? Your relatives who are needy are talking to you. What should be our attitude towards them? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying it. And again, we are going to remind ourselves, why so? Why, what to do, and why to do so? Inna Allah kana alaykum raqiba. He is all watching. He's watching us, right? So remind yourself about that. And Qaim has a responsibility. We're also learning it's not only easy to keep taking the responsibilities when you cannot handle. As I mentioned to you, with the responsibility comes the accountability, right? So we need to make sure that always say yes to something that you are able to handle. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay, inshallah, let's go to ayah number 6. Wabatalul yatama, and you test bala wa is a test with a little bit of shidda. Okay, so you test these little ones, meaning these orphans, the al yatama, the orphans. Ibtala, test by exposing them to difficult situation and see what would they do. Okay, so do not give them their mal just because their age is there and you wanted to be done with that and enough is enough and you don't want to be dealing with their questioning again and again and people are pressurizing you. Do not do that. Test them, right? Again, one of the thing that the guardian has to do. So they test them hatta ida balagun nikah, not the age. If they are reached the age, yeah. If they have reached balagu, they have reached a nikaha, the age of puberty. So test them till the age of puberty. Keep testing them. See how would they do. Also to make them responsible, right? فَإِنْ آنَسْتُمْ, and if, here is the condition, and if you think, if you perceive, anasa, to perceive, minhum rushda, if you think they're smart, they are getting good at it. In that case, فَادْفَعُوا إِلَيْهِمْ أَمْوَالَهُمْ, in that case, give them their mal. Meaning again, the responsibility that is on you. You are not going to let them all go to waste. Rather, test them. But if you really, if you think that they can do it, give them their mal. Do not hold their mal back at that time. Okay? وَلَا تَأْكُلُوهَا, do not consume it. Israfan, just excessively. You are going extravagant in everything, anything that you have. You just, instead of buying a small, like, just a reasonable car, because there's money from the orphan and you are buying like, way expensive cars, right? Way expensive clothes, way expensive house you are in. So do not do that. Do not use your mal in a useless manners. وَبِدَارًا أَن يَكْبَرُوا, and just in a hurry. Badara, it's just in a hurry, so that you just want to use it before they get to that age. Yeah, you just are trying to waste their mal as quickly as you can, so that when they reach the age of puberty, this is all what is left. Don't do that. Why so? Inna Allaha kana alaykum raqiba. You need to remind yourself with every ayah, ittaqullaha, 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 right? وَمَنْ كَانَ غَنِيًّا, and if one of you is very, ghani means sufficient, is good, is rich, and he's able to hold himself together, فَلْيَسْتَعْفِفْ, afafa, root letter ain fa, he should hold back, self-restraint. He should not be using their mal then, right? Meaning there are certain cases in which they can use the mal then, right? So, but if you are rich, if somebody is rich, there is no need to use their mal. Hold back on that. Do not do that. He should hold back. وَمَنْ كَانَ فَقِيرًا, but if you are needy, my dear sisters, here is very, look at how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows us so well. It's not unnatural. Deen is so like relatable. If you need it, فَلْيَأْكُلْ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ, then you can consume it in a recognized way, in a good way. Meaning, do not cross the limit. Don't cross it. But whatever you need, only have that much. Do not cross it. Again, israfan wa bidaran. Don't do that. Okay? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding us, if the guardian is rich or sufficient, he doesn't need to take it, then he should restrain. Do not consume the mal. But if he cannot, he should do it in a maruf way. فَإِذَا دَفَعْتُمْ إِلَيْهِمْ أَمْوَالَهُمْ, and when you are giving, dafa, to give, to dispose of, dafa ila, to hand over. When you are doing that, فَأَشْهِدُوا عَلَيْهِمْ, then have a witness over it. Again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, look at as I mentioned earlier, how the relationships, how the mentality, how the emotions are kept like in mind. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, how well does He know us? So if when you are returning their mal, it is totally possible people will say you didn't give them their mal back, or you did this. Yeah. So in order to avoid any misunderstanding, do have the witness over it. وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ حَسِيبًا. Subhanallah. What a beautiful ending of this ayah. Allah is sufficient for the accountability. Yeah. And inna Allaha kana alaykum raqiba. This is not the part of ayah I wanted you to keep for this week. I wanted you to keep this concept in mind. Inna Allaha kana alaykum raqiba. Allah is all watching and all hearing, and He's on us, right? He's on us. So what we are learning is, don't keep their mal to you yourself and be very responsible, and do give them back when they are able to handle it. Also, remind yourself and keep reminding. With responsibility comes accountability. Stay very honest, stay very fair, and be conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And with that, inshallah, we will be ending our session for this week. Inshallah, next week we'll go over ayah number 7 onwards. Inshallah, bi'idhnillah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my very dear sisters.